Ah, when you realize you hit the button like 10 minutes early. I thought it was at 5 till instead of quarter till. So we're starting early today. Hello everyone. We'll do a kitty check real quick here. We have Ember top center. We have Sky up in his cat tree. Sherbet is left center. Sammy is right center. Almost kind of a pouty ball that she's loafed up in there. She's got that I am looking away from you, but her ears aren't tilted back, so maybe I have not offended her. Mason is over there, lower left in the play area, in the apparently really comfy towel spot. Might have to get some extra towels and see if I can place a couple of those around. Put some on top of the little boxes there. See if that summons them with more reliability. We're going to be continuing with Danganronpa today. Danganronpa 2. See if we can find the next investigation kickoff point. With the last sequence, I get the feeling that either Sonya is involved in the next death, or just that she's becoming a focus character. Danganronpa 2 has had the problem that if a character is getting lots of camera time, it's likely that they're going to be killed off. Which I feel like they've bungled that. And that all of the characters should be getting some characterization before they get wiped out, if for no other reason than to avoid a telegraph. Like, if you determine who it is that's going to be killed, then it should be because you picked up on some other clue, which they also tend not to give you. But let's see. Let's get in there. There we go. So let's see. Where were we? That's right. We're looking for bombs that Nagito has apparently placed around the area. So we checked the Usami house. Check back into the rat castle here. The bombs shouldn't be small. If I find them, it should be really obvious. Okay, it doesn't let us go into the castle. I think we might have been explicitly sent here. I don't see the friggin' bombs anywhere. Nothing good will come from rushing. I should try looking somewhere else. Oh man, I was just gonna give up. Silly me. Okay, nothing at the roller coaster.
Hey.
Hajime, I found them. You found them?
Damn it!
A ton of bombs were piled on top of each other. I didn't expect to find actual bombs. Where'd you find them? Near that stupid factory where the life-size Monokuma plushies are made. The plushie factory, got it. I'll go tell Kazuichi and Akane. Can you tell Sanya and Chiaki?
Damn it.
We'll meet in front of the bombs later. Meet in front of the bombs. What's going to happen after that? Will we be able to stop them? No, there's no point in thinking about that right now. I need to tell Sanya and Chiaki about the bombs first. Sonya should be at the central island, and Chiaki should be at the third. Check our Tamagotchi while we're at it. Need some adjustments to the avatar eyes here, so hopefully they will flicker less. Sonya should be here, but the only place on this island where bombs could be is hidden in Jabberwock Park. If that's the case, maybe Sonya is there. I always have trouble remembering the layout of this island. Part of it is remembering that you're running around a circle with all the landmarks generally facing the outer edge of the circle. But in this case, it's about also remembering how the whether it's left or right that you have to go to increase the numbers. It's weird, I don't see her anywhere. Hey, Sonya. I'm right here.
Too bad.
Just kidding, it's only me.
Yes, indeed.
Hajime used call Sonya, but nothing happened. References. I think there's also but no one came. Would be, I think, a equally good, if not better one. If I had to guess, this is meant to be a Dragon Quest reference. Where you have a lot of abilities that have a chance of triggering effect. And something that monsters do commonly is call for reinforcements. Because she's already gone to a faraway place. Huh? Just kidding. If you're looking for Sonya, she was walking around near the military base. What on the final island? Did she already hear about the bombs? Is that why she went to the final island? But even so, there's no reason for her to be at the military base, because the bombs were found at the plushie factory. I'll head over after I talk to Chiaki. Maybe she went to the base on her own without knowing anything about the bombs. Chiaki should be on the third island. Oh man, look at that texture tear. The upper half of the trees are much lower res. Oh. Usami has laid an egg. It wants to give you something. Menacing Focus. Lots of mono coins in Century Potpourri. Nice. Well, I'm sure we should look at that real quick. I hear the sounds of kitty confrontation. I could hear a rumbly growl happening, but it looks like it was off camera. Okay. We find the skills that we've already got. There we go. Menacing focus. Greatly increases focus gauge. Cannot be combined with extraordinary focus. Don't think we have. Well, extraordinary focus is good. We shall use that. Near the music fin. Is that? It is. It's Chucky. Real quickly. A little bit of delay. But I don't think it's too bad. We'll see. Chucky, I've been looking for you.
What happened?
That long pause. Don't respond so slowly. It's the bombs. We found the bombs. Hurry to the plushie factory. Are you listening? This is no time to space out. You're right. The bombs are bad, right? You gotta go to the plushie factory. I'll head over. At least be a little more nervous. Even in a situation like that, she moves at a snail's pace. Alright, I should hurry over to the final island. And meet up with Sonya at the military base. It's odd that she was exhibiting that behavior again, since in a lot of the recent content she's shifted over to being like an active leader type. Man. That always been that way? Maximum jank, I guess. Button. Okay, it resets to Chibi Me each time. Well, what we're going to try to do is leave it to wallow in its own filth to maximize despair and see if we get a different result. Because we maxed out hope this last time. And we got a present. I don't know if we'll have time for that to happen, but before I go to the plushie factory, I need to meet up with Sonya. Or if this is align the thing for an image. But I don't see it. Sometimes you'll have little picture puzzles like that where, based on your perspective, it can create an image. Assassin's Creed Ragnarok had that. A lot of that. Valhalla as well. I think I've seen it in some other games. Sonya, there she is. What is she doing in a place like this? Maybe reliving her school days playing around in a tank. Rustle, rustle. It's like Sonya is digging around the back of that truck. Okay, the truck was full of weapons. Hey, what are you doing? Suspicion of Sonya rises.
My,
Hajime, please do not startle me.
I am concerned.
I thought my heart was going to explode. Explode? Anyway, what are you doing here? Weren't you searching the Central Island? I was, but there was something I needed to confirm here. Never mind that for now. We found them. What did you find? The bombs, obviously. They found the bombs at the plushie factory. The bombs are at the factory. Let's hurry over to the plushie factory. The others should already be there, too. What are you stalling for? If we don't hurry, it'll be too late.
You are right.
I understand. I shall make my way there shortly, so please go on without me. Really sus. Oh,
I am sorry.
it's going to be fine. I'll catch up with you soon. Got it. Then I'll start heading over. I don't know what Sonya wants to do, but there's no time to argue about it. I left Sonya for now and decided to go to the plushie factory first. But why is she even at the military base? I can ask her later. Anyway, the bombs are the biggest priority. I should head over to the plushie factory. I mean, unless there's like a pile of a couple of tactical nukes or a you know, some sort of Moab or something like that piled up over there, I don't see how it could destroy the entirety of Jabberwock here. Like one district, maybe. Maybe he's rigged up bomb collections in all of them, and only these were found. Where's Sonya? I told her about the bombs, but she wouldn't listen to me. She said that she'd catch up with us later.
Huh?
Later? Why? She should know that that now isn't the time for that, but...
No.
Can I go bring her?
Dumbass.
You really think there's time for that? You're right, we need to stop the bombs first. Let's go. We steeled our nerves and charged into the factory. So that's a lot of boom. I don't know if that's sufficient boom to level the entirety of the place. First thing I noticed was the roaring engine of a nearby truck. Truck? Why? Truck parked in the middle of the factory. A lot of dangerous-looking objects are loaded on the bed of the truck.
Hey, 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 hey!
Those things on top of the bed, is that... What is it, Mason? It's prying over by the door. Perhaps he is bored.
Damn it!
I don't know how powerful they are, or if they have enough power to blow up the entire island, but if there are that many, they must be extremely powerful. Or extremely weak, and they wanted to stack them. Really drive this truck and carry over all these bombs?
Damn it.
Kazuichi, can't you disarm these bombs? You're good at that kind of stuff, right? I thought I could, but looks like the engine is also acting as the detonator. So that's why the engine is still running. The bombs are set up so that when the engine stops running, the insulator will blow off and trigger the explosion.
You!
Don't care how it's built, can you disarm it or not? It's impossible. I don't have enough time. The main detonator was put inside this bulky metal box and welded shut. There's no way I can disarm it if I can't get this thing open. So it's going to take you a long time. It's not good. I mean, it's almost...
This is bad.
Yeah, noon, when it's supposed to explode. What if we use the tools at the military bases?
Hey.
We don't have time for that. The truck's engine is the detonator, right? Then can't we stall for time by adding gasoline? No use. The fuel cap has been welded on, too.
I'm gonna do it!
I'll just drive the truck into the sea.
Bastard!
You can't. You don't even have a driver's license, because that matters right now. We're in the middle of a death game, and somebody has rigged up bombs that could kill us all, but let's make sure that we follow traffic laws properly.
Huh?
Are you seriously gonna stop me? I thought your family was all about breaking the law.
Damn it!
But even that's impossible. There's a chain wrapped around the wheel. We can't disarm the bomb, stall for time, or move the truck. There's nothing we can do.
Hey.
Check it out.
See?
Huh? Some kind of machine on top of that metal box Kazuichi mentioned.
Huh?
The machine on top of the box?
Hmm.
Oh, this. Looks like a card reader. Card reader? Maybe we can disarm the bomb if we swipe the key
Are you
card.
serious?
What? Wait, that might be possible. Nagito wouldn't be able to disarm these bombs if he didn't leave some way of doing that, right?
Huh?
Maybe he never planned to disarm them from the start. No, I don't think that's it. Nagito is probably trying to make us do something here. What do you mean, something?
So...
Knowing Nagito, there's definitely some kind of theme to this, I think. A theme? He probably would do something messed up like that.
All right!
Then we've got to find that. We gotta find that. Nagito is trying to make us do something here. That's true. What's he trying to make us do? This truck is one big bomb. Nagito's theme that has something to do with disarming the bomb might be around here. Try and find that first. Huh? There's a laptop on top of the stopped conveyor belt. This wasn't here the last time I came here, right?
How suspicious.
It looks suspicious. It might be good if we examine it thoroughly. Yeah, you're right. As soon as I touched the laptop, some kind of program began running all of a sudden. Almost immediately, a video started playing.
Hello there.
Sinister Nagito. Why, hello, everyone. Great work. So you really found the bombs, huh? Believing in you was completely worth it. Nagito.
Perhaps.
Oh, man. The image of Nagito, the one that set up this whole thing, is on the laptop that Nagito set up. Shocking. Sip a beverage. Yes. Sherbet has taken Ember's spot. She is heavily crouched there. Like she's not loafed up. Her forepaws are and hind paws are still firmly planted. She's kind of looking his way. Let's see if you can spot this. Sherbet has turned his left ear inside out. Yep, you can just see it. Zoom in. Sammy has come to join me. I've considered moving the cat cam up there. Up above me in that blank spot. Alternately, I could move the avatar up and right further. Get more of me on camera, you know? Not sure, though. We'll see. For now, kitty ear scratches. Sammy's getting maximum attention. Murder mitts still seem to be appropriately length, so she's not sticking to every blanket or whatnot that she touches. It's like a video message from Nagito.
Pissed me off.
A video message? If he's got something to say, he can say it to our faces.
Hey, bastard.
Hold on. For now, let's just watch this through to the end. It's urgent, but let's discuss every step of the way. Now that you guys have found the bombs, all you need to do is stop it. To tell you the truth, it's actually not that hard to do. You see, there's a card reader on top of the metal box. As long as you can scan an e-handbook, it will disarm the bombs.
Leave it to me.
If that's the case, then just leave it to me. However,
Well,
it won't work with just any student handbook. If you want to disarm that bomb, you have to use the traitor's student handbook. To be honest, I found out who the traitor was after secretly monitoring everyone's activity. But I was a little annoyed that they never came forward. So if things stay this way, it'll look like I lost, right? That's why I was thinking I should have another battle. So this is going to be your last chance, traitor. What are you going to do? Everyone's life depends on you. Whether or not you save them is up to you. Now then, I wonder how this is going to end. Will the traitor's identity finally be revealed? And with that, the video ended. The Traitor's Student Handbook.
don't tell me.
So that's it. This was also a trap to weed out the traitor.
Hey, hey.
Is there seriously a traitor? If there is, they should have come forward already. I mean, their life is in danger too, you know. That's true, but stop whining and complaining. We should do it one at a time.
You.
Don't be stupid. What if someone besides the traitor uses their
Hey,
handbook?
hey.
It's really stupid to be fighting over something like this. And so, with an annoyed expression on her face, Chiaki walked over to the bombs without saying a word, took her handbook out of her pocket, and without hesitating, swiped the card reader. Looks like it was wrong.
See?
Who's next?
Hey, hey, hey.
What are you doing? If you make a mistake, the bombs might blow up.
You think so?
But they didn't.
Hey.
It's just a fluke. Don't act so careless in a situation like this. You've got time to argue. You've got time to realize she made a gamble. It worked. Everybody starts scanning.
Anyway.
Yes, Chiaki's not the traitor. I don't think the traitor would have swiped their handbook right away like she did. So what are we gonna do? Who wants to try next? Like I said, don't act so careless. Swiping the wrong card might be safe. But only once, you know.
Huh?
Hey, what happened?
No.
Nothing, I might just be overthinking it, but the engine somehow sounds... And Kazuichi's face turned pale and he rushed over to the truck. Then, as he tilted his head towards the engine, he suddenly shouted, "Hey there, Levi. Welcome to the stream." Hopefully more murder time, Levi. It feels like we're coming to a head on something. Since we have located Nagito's bomb and his ultimatum that the traitor has to step forward or everybody goes boom. Sonya acting super duper suspicious. I'm not surprised Sonya has gotten a ridiculous amount of screen time during the last little bit, so if she doesn't end up being a killer, she is potentially going to end up being a victim. Unless she dodges the bullet like Fuyuhiko, but she doesn't have another person to act as an intermediary in that regard. No... who was it? No bodyguard and no other person that simultaneously got characterization.
Ah!
It's out of gas.
What'd you say? Huh?
What's going to happen if there's no gas? He explained that. It'll go boom.
Ah!
I already told you. It's going to blow up. If the car's engine stops, the bombs go off. But isn't it too soon? I mean, there's still time until noon.
Are you kidding me?
Did Nagito miscalculate? Almost certainly not.
You serious?
Miscalculate?
Ah!
You're gonna set this up, at least get your calculations right.
Damn it.
At least Monokuma knows how to keep a schedule.
Are you serious?
Can't we do anything about it? Is there something we can do?
Yeah.
There's only one thing we can do. What do we have to do?
Damn it.
Pray. Or swipe your cards.
Are you kidding me?
Then we should run. Those words, we started sprinting away.
It
And
is
that's when it
alright.
happened.
It is not a bomb.
Huh? All of a sudden, the inside of the factory began overflowing with dazzling light.
Huh?
What is this? Looks like they're fireworks. Fireworks? While we stood there dumbfounded, the fireworks slowly decreased their intensity, and eventually...
Oh my.
This means... it wasn't a bomb?
Huh?
How are you doing today, Levi? What the heck? I mean, Nagito said, "It's just as I thought." As you thought.
Hey.
Look over here. The laptop. It looks like it's playing another video. Is it Nagito again? It could be someone else, of course. He immediately rushed over to the laptop. Were you surprised? Seriously, think about it. Do you really think there are enough bombs to blow up an entire island? I'd been mentioning that before, but it is nice for them to have a character that points out how stupid that would be. Even if there were, a guy like me would never be able to use them.
Damn it.
So it was all a bluff. Then what was that bomb he detonated at the hotel? Nagito went to the octagon inside the funhouse, right?
Don't tell me.
Is that where he got that bomb? But it definitely wasn't strong enough to blow up an island. Nagito was lying about that.
You pissed me off.
Is he still watching us from somewhere? If he's not, then how did he time his message so perfectly? No, it looks like the video was set to play after the explosion by a wireless signal from the detonator. Why did he have to use a video message? That's one thing I don't get. Well, so he's not present for somebody like Akane to maul him.
Hey.
Let's think about that after we've watched the whole thing. You're right. We're operating on 24 time here. So how did it go? Did the traitor come forward? If I had to guess, well, I'd say they didn't, right? Oh, a bit of an error here. They've got it listed that Hajime is talking, not Nagito. So then, which is it? It'd make me very happy if you guys could tell me. I'll be at the warehouse next door waiting for your answer. From there, we'll compare our answers, and I'll let you know who the traitor really is. See you later. Yeah, I get real, deadline approaching, let's hurry vibes from this part of the game. Warehouse next door. That's where Nagito is? Not like from the general arc of the plot line, but from the quality of the characters' behaviors compared to how they used to be behaving, in little errors and bugs, you know? This time I'll make sure to beat him up.
That's right.
Then I'll deliver the final blow and smash his head in with a wrench.
Jeez.
And trigger an execution. What are you saying?
Bastard.
You guys can just beat him up, because I'm the one who's gonna kill him. Guys, you've totally flipped your lids. Now's not the time to be calm. We need to stop them.
That is an order.
Let us make haste.
Huh?
Gonna do it. I'm gonna beat him up. I totally know how you feel, but calm down. Shut up. Huh? Everyone's feet came to a grinding halt. Their red, angry faces instantly transformed into a look of caution. Akane, what is it? You hear something? It's coming from the other side of this door. The other side of this door? So listen carefully. I could make out a soft sound coming from inside the warehouse. Music? What's he planning? Is this another one of Nagito's traps?
Huh?
Maybe the moment we open the door, a real bomb is going to go kaboom.
Now then.
All right, let's open it and find out.
Huh?
Does it open out or in? If it opens in, that could help, unless the bomb is set to be on the side of the door that opens. Like the portion of the door that opens, so that it would blast inward and hit the door, and then outward. If it opens outward, you'd still have the risk, but you'd have the door to be behind. Please do not, Akane. It is dangerous. It's fine. I'll open it slowly. That's not the problem.
Leave it to me.
Seriously, it'll be fine. Those words, Akane brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse.
Huh?
It's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it.
Hey!
I knew it. It's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay?
You?
I tell you, it'll be fine. I just gotta use a little more force.
What?
What happened to opening it slowly? Kinda ignored their protests, and with a mighty kick, the door flew open. It's gonna blow up. Instinctively, we tensed our bodies and braced ourselves. I mean, at least they have a basis for thinking that it could be trapped to explode, since Nagito did spring a bomb on them. Both an actual one and a fake one, so who knows?
Huh?
What's this? What happened? Look inside.
It sure is dark.
Looks like there aren't any lights on. Is Nagito really in here?
It's like he piled Monokuma stuff by the door. The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were still used to the bright sunlight outside. Within that darkness, a loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse
Hey,
at full volume.
do you guys hear something?
Yeah, it's really damn loud. Does Nagito like listening to this depressing crap?
No, I'm not talking about the music.
And as if on cue, it suddenly started. Fire. Huh?
It's on fire!
Are you sure? A fearsome blaze suddenly began dancing inside the dark warehouse, like fiery wings spreading before us.
Whoa! What's going on?
It's burning. Their powers of perception are just amazing today.
For now, we must extinguish these flames. Let us hurry and put them out.
Hey!
How are we supposed to put this fire out? There should be fire extinguishing supplies inside the factory break room. Perhaps we should use those.
Damn it.
Let's head to the break room. After listening to Sonya, we ran into the factory. Break room is here, right? Where are the fire extinguishing supplies? Huge supply of lined up plastic bottles. It looks like there's some kind of liquid inside them.
Everyone!
Those are fire grenades. Fire grenades? They're basic fire extinguishing goods. I've never heard of a fire grenade. Or at least, I would think of something different if somebody said fire grenade. Sounds like a neat idea, though. I suppose it's lob it in and as soon as the bottle ruptures, maybe the contents are pressurized. When you throw them at a fire, the container breaks and the chemical inside puts out the fire.
It is strange, no?
But this is strange. The last time I peeked inside this place, I recall seeing other fire extinguishing supplies too. Have they been emptied out and replaced with, gas?
Hey!
This should be plenty. Let's hurry up and go back to the warehouse. Grabbed all the fire grenades and rushed back. Come on, let them be full of gas. Make sure you don't get too close to the fire. It's dangerous. Are you sure?
Then...
Take care not to inhale the smoke as well. You should throw the grenades from the door at the same time. Well, at least Sonya's supplying some decent advice.
Damn it!
It's like the curtain in back is burning up. I just have to aim for that, right?
I'm gonna do it!
Let's go. We aimed for the curtain in the back and threw all the fire grenades one after the other.
Hey!
But
Is it just me? Or does it feel like the fire's not going out at all?
the curtain absorbed the impact of the thrown grenades, which fell to the floor and shattered. They were completely ineffective at extinguishing the burning
Does
curtain.
it not seem like the fire is intensifying? If the fire continues to rise, it will inflame the ceiling!
This is bad. We've already used up all the fire grenades.
What are we gonna do? All we can do now is pray for rain!
Just don't be stupid. There's no way it'll conveniently start raining if we pray for it. It's raining?
Or I guess, the sprinklers finally kicked in. If I recall, a lot of times what they have is a little... It's almost like a little glass bar on them that is easily melted. So if the fire or the heat of the fire reaches them, then it hits that plug and it starts, lets the sprinklers go.
So this is the power of the Japanese Terra Terra Bozo!
That's not it. It looks like the sprinkler's activated.
Oh, the sprinklers. They must have detected the smoke and turned on.
Hey there, Envy. Welcome. We are playing Danganronpa, Idiot Parade right now. Oh. Stating the obvious and shouting things that don't make sense, even given their high schooler selves, seems to be the dialogue of the day. Ah, okay. I mean, that makes more sense, maybe. Water continued to vigorously pour out of the sprinklers. After a while, the fire in the warehouse was completely extinguished. Looks like the fire is out. That is a relief. The hell? My merch is drenched. It got splattered with water and now it's soaked. Or perhaps burned. It's so wet.
Hey.
Is it okay to look inside now? Time out. You can't. Nuh-uh, no way. Why can't we go inside?
Hey,
Smoke and hazardous gas are still spread throughout the warehouse, so it's gotta ventilate for a while.
Well, yeah.
Yes, you're right. It'd be a problem if we breathed in any lingering smoke.
So...
For the sake of your health, please wait for just a little while. While you're waiting, why don't you check out the Monokuma Theater I've freshly prepared?
You're so stupid!
This raises a question. So, was that meant to be a fourth wall comment that Monokuma called out? Like, that he was talking to the audience? Or did he actually say that to the kids? And that this is something that actually happens? Since usually it's during, like, a everybody goes to sleep moment. Does this play in their heads? Like, do they dream of Monokuma Theater when it happens? Everything is a lie. Monokuma doesn't exist. The Monokuma Theater doesn't exist. Everything is fiction. There's no meaning whatsoever. There's no relationship whatsoever. Everything was made. Monokuma can't be found anywhere. What are you doing here, anyway?
Yes, indeed!
Now that the Monokuma Theater is over, I'm sure it's finished ventilating by now.
Phew!
Also, I'm finally starting to feel better. Just because my important merch was ruined doesn't mean I should be depressed about it forever. Whenever I feel depressed, I always ask myself this question.
But hold on.
Why are your eyes on the front?
I got it!
So we can move forward. Don't be sad about what's already happened, and be positive. If your eyes weren't on the front, would you consider the back to be the front then? Like, what makes it your front? Every now and then, let me switch over to it. Scanning. So every now and then, Sammy will lick the surface of those pads. They're sort of like textured surfaces. Not rough, but, a little bumpy. Really faint. So when her tongue goes across them, it's a very obvious sound. be sad about what already happened, and be positive. I think there's something as far as having Monokuma make it simultaneously sinister and surreal that would actually help the scenario. In that it would both... It breaks up what the viewer is looking at and gives some opportunity to make it less serious, because they don't seem to be going for hard serious all the time with the game anyway. But it would also, for the characters in it, make it a weirder setting, a more surreal setting. In that, periodically, Monokuma just does weird stuff like that. Even outside of the fourth wall stuff, him doing the little parody stand-up routines with Monomi and the like. We get it already.
Jeez.
I'll leave the rest to you.
I turned on the light for you guys, too. You might hurt yourselves if it's dark.
Here.
No, go ahead. Go right ahead. Ahead. That's another aspect. I still think the fact that Monokuma still is repeatedly almost or directly breaking the rules of the game is something that 1 had that was better than 2. The idea that Monokuma follows the rules, that the people doing this game actively follow the rules, even when it goes against their interest, I think was a big deal. That Monokuma breaking a rule was a big deal in the first game. And in this one, you constantly have Monomi or one of them stepping forward and saying, but you can't do that.
Perhaps.
Is Nagito inside? He said he was in his video message, but he probably escaped by now.
Huh.
There was so much fire and smoke that I thought I'd finally get to beat him up.
Hey.
I mean, you throttled him near to death previously and only came to because Chiaki stopped you. So I feel like you already had the opportunity and took it. Why don't we go inside and see how it's doing?
You...
Hajime, what happened? Well, nothing happened, but... I don't know why. My heart is racing. It won't settle down. I'm scared. As if an intense malice is about to stab me. Stab me through my whole body. And I can't even budge. It feels like everything was too late. Is Hajime going to end up being the traitor? Why do I feel this anxious? Anyway, let's go inside. The idea that the traitor doesn't know they're the traitor kind of makes it irrelevant, but they're probably still going to make a big deal of it. A charred door permeated through the... Odor permeated through the warehouse, and the air was so heavy that it was hard to breathe. The moment I set foot inside the warehouse, a mixture of bewilderment, anxiety, and fear overtook me at once.
It smells...
Hey!
It's not me.
I am sorry!
You serious?
Miss Sonia, say it ain't so. Not like that. It's like a smell I've never smelled before.
Like...
Well, it makes sense that there are strange smells when a bunch of different things were burned.
Hey.
Hey everyone, did you know about that curtain? I mean the curtain that was on fire. You mean the curtain that was on fire, right? What do you mean, no?
See?
I didn't notice it until the curtain was burning, but there's space on the other side of it, too. So, they went in, and looked here before. And Chiaki hauled you out. but the idea that there was a curtain partition at the back would have been something obvious. It would narratively, it should be weird that they did not notice and check that. But given how things have been going in the past couple of islands, it's not shocking. I looked where Chiaki was pointing. There was still space beyond the burned, tattered curtain. Oh, we can't click on the little stereo with phone or MP3 player on it? Okay. Walked towards the burned, tattered curtain with slow, methodical steps. I'd never experienced such an oppressive atmosphere before, and I couldn't help holding my breath. Yeah. On the way to the, running around the islands during the search for the bombs, one of the things I noticed is that a lot of the trees had split textures, too. Like, the bottom was very well defined, and the top was all blurry and badly edged, with a hard line in between them. And then we got to the fireworks, and they had the same problem, is that it was clearly a square sprite, with the transparency not handled properly when it was overlaid with other ones. Never experienced such an oppressive atmosphere before, and I couldn't help holding my breath. And then, on the other side of the curtain, I saw the true source of the intense malice that I was feeling. That really makes sense, MB. I had speculated, or at least I'd mentioned earlier, that this game right now really has the feel of running out of money or running out of time at the end here, that they started to rush. Like, the writing has started to dip, some of the quality control has, that kind of thing. Well, we got a death. He been duct taped. Wow. I mean, so I really hope they don't go with the idea that he has faked his death after this, because it really has the look of whoever did this was both thorough and angry about it. I appreciate that it was Nagito, though. Not that it's like, I wanted him to die, but more, they have broken the line of telegraphing the character development too much. Nagito has been a very developed character from early on, and it has been a steady increase in his development. The one I was concerned about as far as telegraphing up to this point was Sonya. This past chapter, she got a lot of screen time. Now, to be fair, she could still be the killer. So we'll see. I had no idea what I was looking at. You're looking at a corpse, dude. By the time I realized I was looking at the remains of Nagito Komeda, the ultimate lucky student, time had already stopped. Smile at hope in the name of despair. So the knife through the hand was just extra, but both of the thighs were stabbed to bits, which would make him bleed out pretty quick. The stab through the chest, it might be implying that it was a stab into the heart. Well, I think I managed to catch that one with a clip, so we'll see. Eventually, the shock finally registered with me. A numb feeling spread from the center of my brain almost instantly. Nagito is dead. Maybe you should check. Maybe the spear into his torso is like one of those stage knives, you know? Oh. Exactly, MB. It's like with Junko. Man, she's been impaled by like 8 spears. Is she really dead? Why don't we check? That is true, MB. Frankly, that was one of the weakest points in Danganronpa 1. Where they pretended like that was like a twist or a reveal. Like it was irrelevant. The fact that it was Junko all along was the mastermind was irrelevant. It could have been anybody. And not even anybody amongst the students. There could just be a random other person. I mean, it's possible that they weave it in, they retcon it into the overarching narrative. But, still, largely irrelevant. But man, he is the most thorough murdering yet. Hey there, Icy. Welcome. I have to agree as far as like the killing. Like I was saying, they were thorough and angry when it happened. Even when I saw this before me, I wasn't able to comprehend that reality.
Huh?
Eh?
What?
Their reaction this time is justified. This is actually, like, unexpected. Right? The first couple deaths, they can be shocked. Every other death after that, where they're like, how could this be? Who could kill someone? Not justified. This time, though, they expected Nagito to be all mustache twirly villain again. Like, he had called out, meet me here. And when they arrive, he's super dead.
What?
What's going on here?
Serious?
Is he really dead? I actually kind of buy it when Akane says stuff like that. Is he really dead? He's not pretending to be dead, is he? Like, it's on character for her to say it. I mean, it's Nagito, you know? That's right, it is Nagito. He always messed with us. He always tried to confuse us. That's why I can't believe it. I like how every time they're saying that, they're either showing the body or they're panning back to the body. I mean, I can't believe it. Pan back to Super Corpse. Nagito ended up in such a cruel state. Another aspect of this, aside from the brutality that seems to be shown here, is that the packing tape over his mouth is open in it. So there's really the impression that he was alive for a bit during this process. It was not a sudden death and then like a post-mutilation kind of thing. Nagito is dead. Deep down, I believed that when the killing finally ended, I'd never see this guy again. I never expected I'd be looking at Nagito's body like this. Nice, MB, nice. Nagito sits up. Sorry about having so much fun with the jam. Anyways, about the terrorism. Nagito probably thought the same thing. I couldn't help seeing it in his dead, frightened face. But on this island, unbelievably abnormal circumstances happened all the time. So let's see, as far as possible culprits, in my mind, right now, I feel like Akane is going to get pointed at because of her attack on him just recently and her aggression towards him. But it doesn't feel like she had the opportunity to do it, and again, this really has the look of a much more... This doesn't seem to be her style. If he had been, like, smashed into hamburger or something like that, I could see Akane having been able to do it. Like, if Nekomaru was alive, he would be in the middle of an impact crater. You wouldn't think Sanya would be capable of it, but she's been acting really suspicious in the last couple scenes here. Since the spear is in the belly, the fact that it's still standing upright would imply that it's embedded deeper. The knife wounds, it would require more endurance. Like, you'd expect to be tired at the end. But the thing that I think calls out the strength that you're referring to is the dagger through the hand all the way into the brick flooring beneath. Like, there's no grout in that area. There's no join in the blocks that the knife could have been, hypothetically punching through a softer surface. That's... I mean, it's possible that it's paper mache there. We don't know what the brickwork is made of. But there's some real sword in the stone thing going on there. But on this island, unbelievably abnormal occurrences happen all the time. Truth. Even Nagito couldn't escape that truth. Is this your first time in a stream, Icy? Forgive me if I don't recognize. But even something as small as that. Belated corpse warning.
A body has been discovered.
But also confirming that be a corpse. Just making it official.
Now then, after a certain amount of time has passed, the class trial will begin.
Don't tell me.
Body discovery announcement. Then it's for real.
Hey!
The Nagito is really dead? Again, it's on character that she's this dense. Everybody else doesn't get to be like that.
Damn it.
It's not just that he's dead. If the body discovery announcement was made, then does that mean Nagito was killed? No, it's just a really convoluted industrial accident. Like, cartoonish Rube Goldberg device industrial accident. Fell off the rafters, got caught in a bunch of rope, lost grip of his knife, tumbled down, landed on a spear, catapulted over like a pole vault, landed on it. The knife, like, bounced around and all ricocheted over, sliced him up really bad, and came to a rest on top of his hand while the duct tape was spinning around his head. Just absolute Looney Tunes BS. Killed?
That's right.
Oh. Total Boxer Rocks brigade going on here. Plus, it's one of us. I mean, that's what it means, right? One of us killed Nagito? One of us killed him so brutally? That's the interesting part, I think, is that this is not just they got killed. This was aggressive. Then it's going to oh, I didn't notice the bloody Monokuma plushie in the just bottom right of Chiaki there. And it's going to start again. Huh? The class trial is going to start soon, right? Then
Of course.
yep, we got to do it. We got to find out who Nagito's killer is.
Hey, hey!
Mikan, it was more like her murder, like her killing was I would kind of say cruel, because the primary victim was in such a vulnerable state and led into like a really such a nasty death when it comes down to it. Not brutal, not brutal like this, but just so callous about how it would, like, the imagery that was presented. With little dancer girl just being quick death, collateral damage. This almost has a vibe of he was tortured before he died. And we haven't seen that. No matter who you guys sacrifice, you're determined to survive and leave the island, right?
Shing!
Then the time for action is now. So allow me to give you the familiar Monokuma.
Wait!
Hold it right there.
Damn it!
But don't get in my way like that. I was about to whip out the Monokuma file in such a cool way.
You stupid brother!
I can't stand this anymore.
Got it?
How much longer are you going to keep putting them through this? No more. I won't let you. I'll make sure I pulverize your evil intentions.
Hey!
Say something.
What's this?
Oh, now I remember who you are. You're Monomi.
Hey!
You just now noticed?
Like...
Anyway, Monomi, if you're going to talk about my intentions, why don't you talk about yours first? Huh? What are your intentions, anyway? Why are you keeping everyone cooped up on this island? I'm sure everyone here wants to know, you know? What? No fair. You're shutting up, too.
Please wait!
Enough already. We already have enough to deal with concerning Nagito. Do not say anything else that will confuse us.
Hey,
Anyway, let's begin. But
This is just...
in the end, we still have to do it, right? As long as this as a killing happens, we can't do anything about it, right? We have no choice but to do it, right? Besides, it's our fault that we couldn't even prevent it. I know, that's the only way we can survive, right?
Nice!
Looks like you kids are way more well-behaved than Mono-me.
Don't fuck with me!
We're tired of this too, you know. That's why I'll definitely make sure to finish this for good this time.
This is kind of depressing.
Does that mean you guys are getting bored of this school trip?
Actually...
Don't worry, the end is near. The end is nigh. Repent now. This guy's getting some head pats. Intensive chin rubs. Gotta do that a little more with him since he enjoys kibble the most of them and is also the fluffiest of them. So he's more likely to get kind of grease trapped in his chin fur. Though it is fun the way he eats kibble. He will grab 1 or 2 kibbles, and then he will move a few feet away from the pile of food. He will hold the kibble in his mouth and shake it like he's killing it, and then he will crunch up that kibble before going back to another. With Chiaki, I think it's as much kind of self-deprecating that. Akin to... She kind of proclaimed that she was stepping in to take on Byakuya's role. That she would lead and try to prevent any further killings. And she has repeatedly failed at that. But that she's sort of... I think it's as much her saying, I didn't. As we didn't, you know? It's that we failed again as a group to not kill each other. Now, there's the idea that her characterization is all over the place this chapter. Huh? The end?
What's the matter?
Don't make a face like a pig that's about to become bacon. You've already noticed it, right? The meaning behind the Monokuma timer. Guess there's only 2 days left, huh? When that timer reaches 0, 2 days from now, what will happen to us? This killing school trip will be over.
Hey!
If this will finally be over... Here it goes, Sky. Move aside. Oof. Got that classic cat kickoff when he was stepping off my lap.
You serious?
This will finally be over. Does that mean we can go home?
What are you gonna do?
Don't count your bears before they're hatched. There's still something you gotta do before that, right?
So...
Once again...
The Monokuma file! Phew!
You guys need to find out who Nagito's killer is and survive the class trial. If this ends here, there won't be an afterword at all.
Do your best.
Wait! I won't forgive you.
Wait right there. What do you guys think? The school trip is nearly at an end. It's safe to think we can go home, right?
But still...
Kazuichi, I understand how you feel, but we need to focus on Nagito's case first.
Damn it!
Even if we can go home, it'll be the end for us if we screw up here.
All right!
Then let's hurry up and solve Nagito's case so we can all go back home.
However...
It is nice to think everyone can go home, but that is impossible, right? I mean, someone in this room killed Nagito. There's a killer among us. The weight of those words began to sink into me. That was true of the previous cases, but was it really true this time? No matter how much I tried, I couldn't believe it. Because the victim was Nagito? Because his death was so abnormally cruel? Oh, ouch. Guy says, I'm not done being pet yet. He'll go over to the side desk. And sometimes he'll reach over and sink his claws into my shoulder and do kind of the big stretch pose when he wants attention. Other times he'll just start wrecking stuff. No, it wasn't just that. There was something more to it than that. And whatever it was stuck inside me. So another possibility with the death is that it is a post-death mutilation and that it is a staged body. First, we need to look at the file. The victim is Nagito Komeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the plushie factory. Estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp, which is right around the time that the video was played. Trying to think if anybody wasn't accounted for during that. Not only is there a spear stabbed into his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. That's another thing I'm not as fond of with Danganronpa 2, is the cause of death isn't called out with any regularity. Let's see, that would be, yeah, Chihiro. Chihiro. Tragic situation. Just reading this makes me depressed. Is there something wrong with this Monokuma file? Again, but what's wrong with it? Not only is there a spear stabbed into his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. Is this another one of those where there is a piece of data that isn't given to us because that is relevant to the case? Another aspect I find aggravating that they did. Well, I didn't tell you the time of death because that was case relevant. Yeah, Chihiro. The cause of death. Now that I think about it, they do frequently omit the actual cause of death. To kind of not give it away. I think they could do without that, though. Like, it's a misdirect that isn't usually terribly relevant.
Yep.
It's definitely weird. I guess I'll find out if I look around. That's what the investigation is for. Don't worry or form conclusions on your own. That makes me more worried than I should be. can discuss it later. Right now is our only chance to investigate. So we should investigate first.
See?
If we don't, there won't be anything for us to discuss. I guess you're right. Start with the area surrounding Nagito's body. Should start with the back of the warehouse. Since the curtain blocked most of the water, this area wasn't affected by the sprinklers that much. Thanks to that, I can properly investigate Nagito's body. Never thought I'd have to investigate Nagito's body. I probably didn't expect to end up like this either. It was on his bucket list. You know, travel Europe, go to Hope's Peak Academy, be brutally murdered. I mean, it's just sad that he was never able to actually check it off. Monokuma's dead. There's blood coming out of his stomach. Hey. No response. He's dead, Jim. References. Just kidding, I'm not dead. Is this one of the life-size plushies that were being produced at this factory? If you're mistaking a plushie for me, then there's something wrong with you. You're a stuffed animal, too. Don't put oversized garbage there. It's so misleading.
What the heck?
What are you calling oversized garbage? Could this be one of Monokuma's tricks? Then why'd he do it? Making a hole like it got stabbed and going to the trouble of dirtying the hole with blood. Did he try to imitate Nagito's body or something?
What are you saying?
I had nothing to do with that. Huh?
You're so evil.
He's probably lying. Seriously, you're always lying. You should just die like that plushie over there.
What's this?
Seem more angry than usual these days, Monomi. But you better watch what you say. If I feel like it, I can wipe you out easily, you know. Don't give in to your threats. I'll fight you until the very end.
I can't lose.
We'll definitely take back the seat of world supremacy from Monokuma. Everything about the thing stabbed into him seems probably relevant. Like, there's almost like some wire, some like cut off wire at the end of it, too. Oh, okay, Ambi. Were you referring to the idea that Chihiro's body was staged, like deceptively staged? Wasn't Monokuma's trick? Who did this? Could the killer have done this? If so, is this Nagito's blood? Ah, yes, yes. It's actually... thinking on it, it's actually something that they've done pretty regularly. And that's good. Where the gimmick is that they set it up to look like a different killing. But the cause of death is still apparent, you know? They were bashed in the back of the head, they were still bashed in the back of the head. But that the killer arranges it so that the whole circumstance feels different. But I would like it if the files were consistent. Like, if the time of death isn't listed, there should be a reason. Like, you can't tell the time of death because the body was in a place that distorted it, kind of thing. So they give a wider window. because that can still be deceptive. Like, it was between this time and then they do the sequence break kind of killing. Like what they did with, who was it? The goth girl from Danganronpa 1. Her whole killing. No idea how this connects with the incident. I feel that, MB. It's not even like they're setting off, like, neat-looking fireworks. They're just setting off small bombs. It's one of those, but at this point, are you actually celebrating the 4th of July, or are you just saying, I want to blow some stuff up? It's like a bunch of plastic bottles. Those weren't plastic bottles. One, look how jagged and pointy all the bits are. And the other was the very obvious sound of breaking glass when they were thrown. Like, that was glass breaking. Is that a gigantic Zippo lighter there? Like a bunch of plastic bottles. Remnants of the plastic are scattered all over the place. This is probably... Yeah, that is glass breaking. Those fire grenades that we used to put out the fire, that we tried to use to put out the fire, that we failed to put out the fire with. Well, they weren't actually that useful in the end. The fire was only extinguished thanks to the sprinklers. Well, nevertheless, this evidence really isn't all that strange. I mean, the concept of them being plastic would be more relevant if it was supposed to be they burst under the heat. Like, that's the only way I could see it working if they were plastic. Or if you, like, popped the top off. But at that point, wouldn't a fire extinguisher in general just be more useful? Those have pretty decent range. And, you know, they work. It's an oil lighter. This is where the curtain would have been hanging. It also looks like the fire did extensive damage here. The oil lighter was placed here.
Just kidding.
Someone probably wanted to keep warm.
Bring it on.
It's most foolish, though. This is clearly the cause of the fire.
Well?
Oil lighters can continue to burn even after someone lets go of them.
Which means?
So using that, the curtain was set on fire. Never heard a lighter referred to as an oil lighter. Using the oil lighter, huh? You think the killer set up some sort of trick with it?
You are right.
The killer probably planned to destroy evidence by setting this warehouse on fire. They caused a fire to destroy evidence. It's the only reason I can think of why a killer would set fire to their crime scene, but... Check that corpse. Never expected Nagito to die like this. He was always spouting nonsense about hope and trying to confuse the hell out of us. But even so, dying like this is just too cruel. Also, he wasn't completely useless. There were times we were only able to reach the truth because of him. But everything good and bad about him is gone. We'll never be confused by him again. We'll never be saved by him again. Now is not the time to think about unnecessary things. I need to focus on the investigation right now. For now, I need to investigate everything about this body that catches my eye. Somewhat late, but you're in time for the murder investigation to kick off there, spectator. As might be apparent, Nagito has been super killed. Super duper killed. Spear with a flashy ornament on it is impaled deeply into Nagito's stomach. No way around it. Looks like the fatal wound.
What's this?
Such a strange-looking spear, isn't it? A cord extended from the tip of the handle. There's an iron weight attached to it.
Phew.
I see. You use the cord as a whip to capture the enemy and deliver the fatal blow with the spear. Is this your first time looking at this too? I mean, with this style of game, NB, I feel like a review system for the killings is in order. Boo! Is that all you've got? Of course not. This is the Spear of Gungnir, right? It's definitely not the Spear of Gungnir. His body would be completely wrecked by that thing. Anybody ever heard the mythology behind the Gungnir spear? What it would do. Am I thinking of a different one? I'm thinking of the Celtic one. Is that Levantine? Well, now I'm confused. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong one. You definitely just came up with that now.
Hey!
Ah, okay. Maybe I'm thinking... Is it Levantine? The Celtic one was the one that you had to throw by, like, kicking it with your foot. And if it hit you, thorns would spread through all of your blood veins and rupture out. I can't remember which one that was. Internet. Guy Bulg. That's what I'm thinking of. I wanted to ask you, where did that spear come from? I feel like I saw it at Nezumi Castle.
What?
Nezumi Castle?
What the hell?
I was designed to be afraid of mice, so I can't go in there. Guy Bulg is the most ridiculously brutal mythical weapon that I can recall. Just bonkers. Damn you mice. Damn you all to hell. Even he doesn't know what's inside that castle. Spear definitely catches my eye, but the weight on the end of the cord coming out of the handle looks like that part has blood on it too. about the size of a human fist. It's strange that this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. That whole mythos has some remarkably specific aspects to it. Like Ku Cullen's rage form, where he turns inside out, essentially. Gets giant, turns inside out, and just wrecks shop. Might be better if I confirm that later. I like how it's actually named that now. Spear of Gungnir. Knife is stabbed through Nagito's right hand. Did the killer do this? How could they do something so cruel? This knife, it must be from the military base. Military base? Ah, now that you mention it, you're right. It looks like a survival knife.
Well?
I mean, they said it's from the military base, but given that the supermarket near on the first island had like tactical gear, like night vision goggles and whatnot, they could totally get a survival knife from there. Thanks, MB. We'll see if you get back in time. Otherwise, see you next time. Every story that involves Loki would be kind of hilarious to have as a TV series. Wait, it seems the wounds on his legs and left arm were caused by that same knife. Which means after the killer was finished stabbing Nagito's legs and left arm, they stabbed the knife through his right hand?
It cannot be.
Then they finished him off with the spear.
How cruel.
Does that mean the killer went to the trouble of using two weapons, a knife and a spear? They could have just killed him by stabbing him with the knife. Why did they need to use a spear at all?
You are right.
That is definitely strange. Was there a reason they had to use it? A reason they had to use the spear, huh? At least one very notable instance, Tess. It's a cut on his upper left arm. His legs and right hand have stab wounds, but this wound looks like a slice. Wow. It's like with this killing, they're trying to make up for most of the rest of the game as far as the detail of the death. The reason that the wound on his left arm doesn't look that deep compared to his other wounds. Regardless, it doesn't change the fact that it's a hideous wound and there's blood everywhere.
Super difficult.
There's something strange. What's that?
See?
Look at the palm of his left hand. I think that blood is from his left arm, is from when his left arm was sliced, but doesn't the blood spatter look strange? It cuts off right in the middle of his palm. Which the implication is that the hand was, probably that the hand was down and that the spatter was over it. Definitely cuts off. Maybe that's as far as the blood could reach when it splattered. That would explain the blood on his palm, but something else? When you flip it over and look at the back of his hand,
Well?
there's also blood, but only above the middle joint of each finger. So the hand was closed? Why is it only on this part?
See?
Just as I said, right? It's strange, right? I win. So there. Excuse me. Definitely strange. What did the killer do to make the blood spatter like this? So there's the thought that, in this case, that the rope is a afterthought. Like, it's, again, staging it to change how the event went. Both of Nagito's legs are tied up. Each rope is tied to the pillars nearby. He wouldn't have been able to move at all. According to the Monokuma file, the wounds on his legs are all stab wounds. Does that mean the killer didn't just tie up Nagito, they also stabbed his legs? Why would the killer do something like that?
Damn it!
At this rate, it's pretty sadistic. The killer must have been holding a huge grudge towards him. Or they might have been torturing him. Torture?
Huh?
I mean, if they just wanted to kill him, they could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right? Like, Emby was mentioning that the game did have, like, budget and time constraints. I wonder if this killing, this whole death sequence here, was written for earlier than the build-up to it. Because there have been aspects of the build-up to this one that have been sloppy. But this killing is particularly detailed. Like all these little bits. They just wanted to kill him, they could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right? If you disregard the spear in his chest, the other wounds were inflicted for reasons other than killing. Which means the wounds all over Nagito's body were from the killer torturing him? Not too much. We're just starting the murder investigation, Levi. Like, we haven't gone past, let's look at the corpse in the immediate scene. Yeah, Nagito is super duper dead. You've got spear in the chest. You have the knife through the right hand. Bunch of slashes on the left arm. Apparently a cut on the left hand, but that wasn't clear. Maybe they meant the cut on the left arm. Lots of stabs on the thighs. His mouth is taped shut, and the ropes are tied to the pillars in the room in a way that would just almost pin him spread-eagled. In this case, what was the killer trying to make Nagito confess? Was it something that would have led to the traitor?
Even so.
Even if this was torture, there's no doubt that the killer must have held a deep grudge.
Damn it!
Refusing to let him die easily, I can totally understand a dark impulse like that. But even if they held a grudge against them, would they really have gone this far? torture wounds. Nagito's right wrist was tied with rope, but it looks like the tip of that rope... Okay, maybe it's saying that the fire cut that. Okay. Could this be the result of the fire? But that's weird. The rope burned off like this. Why are Nagito's clothes completely unaffected by the fire? Man. If only every one of them was like this. This feels like an investigation. Yeah, feels more first game than second game. Must have been in great pain. He clearly had this agonized look on his face when he died. His mouth is covered with duct tape. Was this to keep Nagito from screaming for help?
This is bad.
What a horrible look on his face. The blood spattered all over doesn't help either. It's a good thing his mouth is covered with duct tape, otherwise I wouldn't be able to look at him. I got a minute? Sorry, excuse me. Chiaki moved past Kazuichi and me and squatted down next to Nagito's face. In one swift movement, ripped the duct tape off of his mouth. What are you doing?
It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. I'll put it back right away once I'm done investigating
Hey!
here. Putting the tape back isn't the issue, you ungrateful swine. You're gonna get cursed. The blood on Nagito's face, it looks like it mostly came from the slice on his left arm. If that's the case... It's no use. She's not listening.
Hey.
Hey, about the blood spattered on his face. There's no blood under the duct tape.
Huh?
What's wrong with that?
Well,
The duct tape has crinkles like it was sticking toward the inside of his mouth, right? Nagito was probably desperately moving his mouth under the duct tape. What's wrong with that? That means Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he got those wounds all over his body. Potentially. Or they had jammed the duct tape down over his mouth like that after the fact. But the fact that the blood spatters aren't under the tape would imply more like what she's saying. Or it could be total coincidence that the blood isn't spattered there. So he tried to shout, which caused the duct tape to get sucked into his mouth a bit. But what's wrong with that? Is that something we really need to worry about? I don't really get it, but just put the duct tape back on his mouth already. A potential implication of what Chiaki is saying is that this wasn't torture for information. This was just, super kill him.
yep.
Yeah, you're right. This might be some kind of clue, too. I should remember it. Duct tape. I haven't seen brown duct tape. I've seen various colored types, like, green and red and black. But I've never seen brown. Can't believe I actually investigated such a grisly-looking body. Even I'm surprised at myself. Does this mean I'm used to it? My classmate's dead body is right in front of me, and one of my peers is the killer responsible. And I have to investigate his death so I can find his killer. Am I used to something as abnormal as that? That would mean I'm becoming abnormal too. Just desensitized. That's different.
So just as I thought.
If only everyone could go home, nothing would make me happier. Now we should finish the class trial, then we can think about what will happen after. One of us killed Nagito in such a cruel way? It's too bizarre. I can't do anything except laugh. She looks like she's deep in thought while staring at the ceiling. Is there something strange about the ceiling? About that sprinkler. It's one of the sprinkler heads that activated to put out the fire.
Well,
You can see a girder right next to it, right?
see?
There. Can you see that red streak? Huh? I definitely see it. Let's see. Is the implication that the weighted cord was thrown over that, and that's why there's blood on the weight, given that there's no indication of a impact wound on the body? But I think that would lead to the staging concept. In that he died one way, and then the body was rigged up a different way, but still, there's a lot going on here that we don't necessarily have people for, like timing wise. Looks like a small red line on the ceiling girder. Is that blood? Blood? Well, there definitely looks like blood, but there's no way blood could get up there, right? Plus, it's in a straight line. So I've been staring at it. I think it's strange. It's definitely strange. I should remember this. Hajime will remember this. So we have the snapped cord, then we have the weighted cord with blood on it. So we have the tie to these two, and to this third one. Where's the... Is this supposed to be the girder that he was tied to? Or was it this one? Yeah, it would have been this one.
Like...
Not freaking out about it like Kazuichi, but definitely can't stop thinking about it. When when the Monokuma timer reaches 0 2 days from now, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Obviously wrong.
This rotten school trip is going to end, right? We can finally go back home. Carefree till the end. Does that mean you don't think that'll happen?
Oh yeah.
Monokuma might be planning to make us do something after the countdown ends.
Hey, hey!
What do you mean, something?
Shut up! Shut up!
It's making us kill each other, you know? What could be worse than that? Hey there, Daystopia. Good to see ya. We are in the killing of in Chapter 5. Nagito has been super murdered. Oh no. But this is Monokuma we're talking about, you know? There's no way this will end smoothly with a countdown. Avi Ben, Daystopia. Anyway. Like you said before, if we screw up here, it's the end for us. For now, let's focus on the investigation. We'll think about that countdown after we live through the class trial.
You...
Then don't bring up strange stuff like that. It mattered for Gundam's killing and for Mikan's, but it looks like it's different this time. It doesn't matter this time. What doesn't matter?
So...
The time. Looks like the time doesn't matter. It was clearly written in the Monokuma file. The time of death was noon sharp. If it was at noon, what were we doing at that time? We doing well? Right now it's 12:30. So it also has a clock function. It means Nagito died 30 minutes ago. It happened that recently. He's totally a fresh kill. Fresh. That seems like a bad way to describe it. It happened 30 minutes ago. What was it, around the time we were struggling with the bombs? Those fake bombs were originally supposed to explode at noon.
All right!
Which means whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time is Nagito's killer. That is... So again, this implicates Sonia, because Sonia arrived just as the fireworks were about to go off. So this could be a fake out. We'll see. This could be like when Nekomaru died. The killer could have used some kind of automatic setup. Also, the crime looks very detailed, so they would have needed time to prepare.
All right!
And whoever doesn't have an alibi before we found the bombs is suspicious. Wait, none of us have an alibi for that time. That's when we all split up to search for the bombs. That's the problem. Guess that's enough investigating the area behind the curtain. The killer's goal wasn't just killing Nagito. There should be another reason as well. If not, they wouldn't have gone to the trouble of tying him with rope and covering his mouth with duct tape. Not just that, there's no reason to inflict any wounds other than a fatal one. So what was the reason? Looks like I better investigate other areas to figure that out. Right, I should try investigating the other areas inside this warehouse first. MP3 player. This is an MP3 player. There's even a speaker plugged into it. Why is this here?
Maybe...
Looks like that weird music was playing from there. You know, that music that was blaring when the fire started? You're right. Looks like it's busted from getting drenched by the sprinklers. There's no mistaking it, that music was playing from that MP3 player. I don't disagree with that, but why was the killer playing music? A lot of tipped over Monokuma panels. The panel near the curtain in the back is tipped over and burned. Did the fire do that? Why are they scattered like this? The last time I came here, I seem to recall they should have been neatly put away. Maybe we're the ones who made this mess? Huh?
See?
Look, the tipped over panel by the entrance is really close to the door, right? So maybe the reason these panels are tipped over is... It's fine, I'll open it slow. This is when Akane kicks open the door. Repeating, she tries to open the door, it's blocked. So, going from I'll try to open it slowly to I'm gonna kick it open. Okay, well, let me see here. There's something else I've been wondering.
Hey.
These Monokuma panels were tipped over starting from the entrance. It's like dominoes. So they all go and they tip over the lighter. They bop the lighter into the curtain, which sets the fire. So the fire was set up to go off when they opened the door. This is my guess. They seem to be lying on top of each other in a straight line. Compared to the other tipped-over panels, that line is the only one that's neat and orderly.
So...
Isn't this clearly strange? Strange. That means we can speculate this was done intentionally. It's like a line of dominoes, you know? And that's why the further ones are scorched, is that they were on top of the fire, essentially. The matter for Gundam's killing.
Hey! Like,
This is what she said previously. Though I did say I was gonna kill him.
Hey!
There's no way I would have actually done it. I was just upset, you know?
Jeez, you're pathetic.
Think about the countdown after the class trial. Looks like Sonya is focused on investigating the warehouse. Reminds me, there's something I need to ask her. Now that we're pretty much finished investigating Nagito's body, I think it's time to talk to her. Hey, Sonya, do you have a minute? Yes, what is it? I wanted to talk to you about that fake bomb Nagito sent in the warehouse. Right before it exploded, you said something like this, right? It's alright, it's not a bomb. Why did you know that the bombs were fake? Well, that's not all either. When we were looking for the bombs, why were you at the military base? I thought you were supposed to be searching the central island. So they're very explicitly implicating her with these. Which feels like they're making it a fake out then. The game's usually not terribly subtle. That doesn't mean that it wouldn't be like a double bluff, but we'll see. Where were you and what were you doing during that time?
oh my! It cannot be!
Do you suspect me? It's a misunderstanding. I'm not the killer. She's throwing out some arbitrary cursing.
I
Sonya?
am sorry!
Terribly sorry. I was panicking. I shall calm down and explain to you why I was at the military base. When I first explored the final island, I discovered a vast amount of bombs there. Huh?
Well?
At first I was worried that someone might use them for nefarious reasons if I announced it to everyone. So I kept silent the whole time. Does that mean when you heard Nagito planted bombs, you got suspicious and went to investigate them?
That is...
And as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. And because you were searching for them, you were late when we all gathered.
Please listen!
And because of that, I reached a conclusion. The bombs that Nagito brought from the military base, which means they were from there, which means they were fake bombs. How did you find out that the bombs at the military base were fake? Because I attempted to use one of them.
I see.
I thought one of the bombs would be strong enough to blast open the door to the ancient room. At the time, I still believed the bombs were real. I thought that I could use one of them to gain entrance.
However, that plan was an utter failure. The bomb was not real. It was merely a fireworks display. God damn it all to hell!
I like how you can just see it since part of it's covered by the cat cam, but you can see Mono-Me peeking around a vine. Right there in the bottom left.
I see. So that's why you're the only one who knew the bombs at the military base were fake.
I did. As did Monomi as well. She was also secretly peeking at the bomb. Which means...
If those bombs are the same ones that disappeared, it would mean Nagito took them. That is why I knew it was a fake. However, I did think it was strange when Nagito blew up the hotel lobby. What is the Cinema Sins line? Kazuichi survives this. Like, he is close enough that he has definitely been struck by the explosion, and he has been lifted that far into the air. So, he would at least have been injured. That bomb was real, and I could not stop thinking about it. But upon further reflection, that might have been Nagito's plan all along. He showed us a real bomb to make us believe that the bombs he set were real as well. If so, then Nagito's actions were extremely calculated. But the problem is his reason for doing it. With this, I have explained everything.
Do you have a minute?
There should be no more reason for you to doubt me. You're right, I got it. Pretty much finished looking for clues inside the warehouse. Was able to find some clues, but there are still so many things I don't understand yet.
Hold it.
You look worried. Yeah, I am.
Well?
At a time like this, it might be good if you broaden your investigation range. I mean, it's good to investigate other places. You're right, there are several things I've been wondering about besides the crime scene. The military base, the plushie factory, Izumi Castle, and Nagito's room. If we're going to understand the reason for his actions, I need to know more about him. Pretty sure the others have already finished investigating.
Can you hear me?
You guys, isn't it about time we leave this place and try exploring other areas too? In response to Chiaki, the others gathered around her.
I see.
I was just thinking about proceeding to other areas. It seems we had the same idea.
Huh?
But is it safe? There won't be anyone to guard the crime scene.
Yep.
We don't have a choice. There just aren't enough of us. Besides, we've investigated all we can here. I guess you're right.
See?
Also, it looks like the clues we found aren't enough to piece this incident together. So we need to search for them in other areas. Probably. Alternatively, if there aren't any clues in other areas either, we'd have to give up completely. You don't really need to say that.
Hey, hey!
Then it's okay if we leave this place? No time for us to stand around. In order to survive, there's no other way except to do it. In order to survive, we need to find Nagito's killer. And if we don't sacrifice that person, nobody can survive. That's our reality. That's why there's no time for us to stand around. Apparently, the bombs that were stuffed on this truck were actually fireworks. Which reminds me, this truck looks like it came from the military base. Nagito must have brought it from there. Other than that, there's nothing particular that catches my eye. When we saw Nagito's video message on this laptop, he's still watching us from somewhere? If he's not, then how did he time his message so perfectly? Looks like the video was set to play after the explosion by a wireless signal from the detonator. But why did he have to use a video message? That's the one thing I don't get. At the time, Nagito should have already been killed, which means that video was recorded in advance. That's right, besides that video, there might be data on this laptop that could be used as a clue. With that thought in mind, I tried messing around with the laptop, but but it's no use. It's locked. There's no way I can examine this. But if it's locked, then maybe there really is something inside. Maybe I'm overthinking this.
My,
Never seen so many Monokumas in my life. Monokuma isn't exactly someone you would normally run into.
however...
While I was staring at all these Monokumas, a thought occurred to me.
Well?
The bomb that went off at the lobby might have been set up here. Huh?
Do you have a minute?
If you hide the bomb inside a Monokuma plushie, it would make a frightening weapon. Do you not think that the group that is forcing us to kill each other would devise something like that?
Amazing!
A plushie bomb is an act of terrorism.
All right!
Let us rip these apart right away so we can confirm it. Hold on. If there was a bomb inside these, wouldn't it explode if we carelessly messed with it?
Easy as pie!
Either way, it is all gravy. Oh, Sonya. All gravy? What the hell does that mean?
Enough already.
Stop. There's no bomb.
Hey,
You'll know if you just pick me up, see? All you'll feel is the soft weight of cotton.
I see, I see.
You are right.
However...
Then where did Nagito obtain the bomb he used?
who knows?
I wonder.
Hmm.
If I'm going to give you guys a hint, then you should know it wasn't from the military base.
What?
Tell you the truth, the bombs there are all fakes.
Please wait.
I know that already. You should have said so earlier.
No.
I thought if I kept quiet, it would foreshadow that a killing was going to happen. That's why I'm just now telling you for the first time. I feel relieved. But if the bomb wasn't from the military base or this factory, then he brought it from the Octagon.
Well done.
Must say you have a good eye there, Sonya. Putting a bomb inside one of my plushies seems like a splendid idea. Let's try it.
That is...
Did I say something I should not have? It's not your fault. Don't worry about it. The break room is on the other side of this door. This is where we obtained the fire grenades. Thing inside? There's nothing on the floor that looks like a clue, not even trash. My reckless button pushing has gotten me now. Oh, that's right. We're just gonna leave the sucker to wallow in poop. Running, running, running. Really get that kind of final charge vibe from the music here.
Man.
This dangerous place is the reason all this messed up stuff is happening.
Hey!
Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, they gotta take better care of these. It's easy to say that, but there's no one on this island who can do that. A huge supply of guns and other firearms are stuffed into the truck bed.
Whoa!
Ah, found it. What did you find?
Huh?
Well, that truck bed over there has guns in it, but I also found stuff like a survival knife? Wait, that's... Isn't that the same type of knife that was stabbed through Nagito's right hand?
Maybe...
Which means the killer obtained that knife from here.
All right!
So the killer is someone who visited the military base at least once. That's everyone, though. No, not me. This is the first time I've been here. That sounds fishy. Bombs were fake. This might be fake too. But I'm not brave enough to check for myself. When I tried looking through the truck bed, it's empty. Nothing's here. When I first came here, there was something on the truck bed, which means Sonya was telling the truth.
However...
Bombs had disappeared. I do remember there being something there. But did Nagito know the bombs weren't real? It's possible that he thought they were the real thing. No, never mind. He said as much in his video message. Were you surprised? Think about it. Do you really think there are enough bombs to blow up an entire island? Even if there were, a guy like me would never be able to use them. He knew the bombs were fake. He only did what he did to weed out the traitor. Is that really it? Did Nagito only do that to expose the traitor? Maybe there was a different motive behind his actions. Let's teleport here. I'm annoyed. What happened? I'm annoyed. What are you annoyed about? I want to investigate Nagito's cottage, but I'm annoyed. I don't really understand, but you can't investigate Nagito's cottage? Maybe I should try investigating Nagito's cottage. Rattle, rattle. It's locked. Apparently. Can't go inside thanks to that. I'm annoyed. Well, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to go investigate other areas. What are you going to do? I'm going to look for Monokuma. He might open it for us. Then let me know when we can go inside. Oh, Nizumi Castle. That's the next one. Expect we'll encounter a Kane here. No, Fuyuhiko. Oh, yep. Okay, yeah, we looked at these. The kind of bone look on the back of them, the shaped spear, and then the weight at the end, which to me felt like a harpoon, but spear with a flashy ornament on it hanging from the wall. It's definitely it, right?
I see.
As I thought, it looks exactly like the spear that killed Nagito. Same whip-like cord is attached to the handle, and there's a weight at the end of it.
Also,
Plus, it looked like one of the spears on the wall is missing. There's no mistaking it. The killer took one of the spears and used it as a weapon. Spear of Gungnir, right? Monokuma would totally come up with it, with a lame name like that. But why did the killer use the spear and a knife?
Oh, yeah.
They could have just killed him with the knife, and it would have been easier, too. There's no way a spear like that there's no way a spear like this, with this unnecessary cord thing on it, would have been easy to use. Definitely looks hard to wield. So, the reason for the blood on the weight end is still uncertain. But I wonder if the spear was like is the misdirect. That I don't know how the blood got on the end of the cord, but maybe the spear was suspended on the rafter above him, and he was tied under it. That could be the reason for his for him to be tied up like that. But the why of the knife wounds is still the question too. But the when and the why. Still, they chose this spear for a reason. What could that reason be? I feel a little tired. No matter how much I investigate, I don't feel any closer to the truth. It's probably why I feel this way. I'm feeling this strange feeling that I've never felt before. As if Nagito is trying to make us suffer even after he's died. Well, now's not the time to think of stupid things like that. I haven't even investigated his cottage yet. It's too early to start complaining. If we investigate that place, we might be able to find some kind of clue. Let's go. The obvious narrative or the little flag-based thing that's happening here is that the cottage is supposed to be investigated last. So if you go there early, oh, the door is locked, and I have to go find Monokuma. Yep.
What's this?
My, you want to go inside Nagito's room, too.
Hajime.
What are you gonna do?
I was just listening to Chiaki's request. She wanted me to unlock the door to Nagito's cottage, because she really needs it for the class trial. She begged me to do this while she was licking my black eye. I didn't do that.
Boy, tough crowd.
Then do it. It's sweet because it's made out of black beans. Hey, we don't have time to mess around. Hurry up and unlock the door.
Fine.
Guess I have no choice. I just gotta do that, right?
Now then. Loose! Bye-bye!
See, I've opened the door. You can freely investigate now. This isn't my first time seeing that, but why does the door open with a spell like that?
Perhaps.
Maybe the cottage key is computerized.
Hey.
More importantly, let's go now. Well, let's go now that the door is open. Yeah, you're right. So Nagito was living here. What was he thinking inside this room? What was he feeling as he spent his days in here? I can't even imagine. Wanting to see absolute hope, becoming despair so that he could act as a stepping stone for the rest of us. No matter how much I think about it, I just don't understand him at all. I don't even know if he truly believed that. He was especially weird these past few days. What changed him? That's a remarkably sparkly box there. Maybe the clue to that might be hidden here as well. There's a refrigerator.
Huh?
Nice, my cottage doesn't even have a refrigerator. I wonder where he got it from. Nagito probably supplied it himself. That doesn't change the question. Why would he go to the trouble of putting a refrigerator in his room? Does he really enjoy cold drinks? As I talked to Chiaki, I opened the refrigerator out of curiosity. Monokuma's special poison, for poisoning use only. Do you mean the poison? The poison for killing Cusco? The poison specifically formulated to kill Cusco? Cusco's poison? You mean that poison? There really isn't much inside. The only thing inside the refrigerator was a brown bottle. For someone who likes cold drinks, it doesn't look like he's stocked very much. That bottle clearly isn't a drink, right? Looks like some sort of dietary supplement to me. Protein powder, maybe? Is this a callback to Danganronpa 1? The Sakura incident? Took the brown bottle out of the fridge and started reading the label. Exclusively made for poisoning someone to death? Hey, this is... Looks like it's poison. Poison. Looks like there's a warning label on the back. Let's examine it in a little more detail. Be careful with that bottle. Don't drop it. Stop it. If you worry like that, I'm going to get nervous. Grab the bottle with my trembling hand and began reading the warning label on the back of the bottle. Poison made specifically for killing someone. It's Monokuma's special poison. This enchanted liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care. Though its volatility is low, this liquid is very dangerous when vaporized. In a gaseous state, it is heavier than air. It breaks down in minutes and it's susceptible to hydrolysis. So it is possible for you to poison someone to death without any complications. Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place in a glass or plastic container, away from sunlight. It sure does look like a chemical made solely for poisoning someone to death. It says it all over. This refrigerator must be here to keep the poison secure. But where did Nagito get something like this? That question could apply to the bomb he used at the hotel too. Apply to the bomb. There should be a reason Nagito was able to obtain such dangerous items. The octagon inside the funhouse. This poison, he must have brought it with him when there was from there too, huh?
Perhaps.
He was probably hiding them somewhere on his body during the last class trial. He was hiding a bomb and poison during the class trial? How dangerous. What would he have done if he accidentally tripped and broke the bottle? Just thinking about it scares me.
Hey.
Also, he already blew up the bomb he took with him at the lobby. What about this poison? Huh?
See?
It looks like the bottle is less than half empty. Was it like this from the beginning, or did Nagito use it? If so, where did he use it? I wonder, is there still a trap somewhere that hasn't been sprung yet? Another trap? For example, maybe he was making some kind of trap using this poison before he died. If that actually exists, it'd be real bad. It could potentially kill everyone on this island. Everyone on the island. Nagito, are you still trying to make us suffer? Are you still trying to make us suffer even after you've died? A lot of books arranged here. Did Nagito bring these from the library? In addition to books, there's a bunch of random crap stuffed onto the shelf. It might take a lot of time for us to go thoroughly through that stuff.
Hey.
Let's just leave it for later.
No.
Fancy-looking treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights is totally standing out. Guess if you're gonna have a treasure box, you might as well bedazzle it. Rhinestones everywhere. Could this be? Can you let me know if you find my treasure? It's a magnificent treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights. Is the implication supposed to be that those are all little LEDs? That treasure box. Chiaki, do you know about this?
Yep.
It's really cute. Oh, she was just reacting. This looks like Monomi's stolen treasure box. If this is here, that means the thief Monomi was talking about was Nagito. But why would Nagito steal this? In order to find out, it might be good to see what's inside.
Hold it.
Is it going to be okay? Looks a little dangerous. It might be, but this could be some kind of clue, you know? If this wasn't important, Nagito wouldn't have stolen it from Monomi in the first place. I turned back towards the treasure box and cautiously opened the lid. Inside was a notebook. Why is a notebook inside this treasure box like it's something important? Usami General Purpose Notebook. I took the notebook out of the treasure box and began leafing through it. It contained sloppy drawings as if they were drawn by children, and entries that looked like chicken scratch. Day 1, I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today. Monokuma showed up for in Things Turned Bad. The left page there. Byakuya became the everyone's tired of things happened. And the picture is of Byakuya, chubby Byakuya, with sort of a starburst behind him and "so cool" written next to him. Yeah, day 2. Byakuya is the leader. A lot of things happened today, so everyone's tired. Is this a diary? Looks like it. Did Monomi write these? Probably. These pictures and entries totally suit her. I kept flipping through the pages. Day 3, 4, 5, page after page of poorly written entries continue on in the notebook. I don't really understand, but it looks like there aren't any clues here. Right when I was about to give up, my hand suddenly stopped on the entry titled Day 16. We've been in the funhouse for 3 days. Everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried to go to the final dead room today. He's probably panicking because no one believes him. Huh?
Hey.
Did something happen? Day 16 is too far along. And Hajime didn't go to the dead room. That was Nagito.
Stop it!
Don't look at my notebook. It's really... Computer simulation still feels like it's a plausible path here. Out of nowhere, Monomi suddenly appeared and took the notebook out of my hand.
I won't forgive you.
I did ask you to look for my treasure box, but I never said you were allowed to peek inside. Geez, that was close. If I had come any later, he would have seen the inside of the notebook. Unfortunately, you were a little too late.
Huh?
But if this notebook is here, then Nagito was the thief?
No!
Betrayal. I was betrayed by my beloved student.
Hey.
Betrayal on every side. That notebook, it's pretty much your diary, right? Diary? It seems that way. That's right, this is my important diary where all my maiden secrets are written.
Hey!
You're a liar. You always show up out of nowhere.
Why you?
Monomi, it's not good to lie, you know. Lie? There's no way you wrote in that notebook. After all, Monomi can't even write. Huh? What are you saying? Geez, I can write letters easily. I can finally write the letter B.
That's wrong!
No, you can't, because you have no fingers on your hands.
Phew!
See? Bullseye. I know, because I'm the same way, too.
What?
Are you mad? Are you angry that I exposed a weakling like you?
Hey!
So that's what this is about. You're seriously trying to crush
What
me.
are you saying?
No way a big brother would ever crush his little sister. It looks like the time to settle things between us is getting closer every second. Hey, I don't know why you're getting so serious, but is what Monokuma said true? He said you didn't write in your notebook. Is that true? If so, who wrote in that? Well, you know, it's... How should I put it?
Bye-bye.
Hey, excuse me. Hold on. He totally ran away again. Same pattern as usual. Looks like it's a waste of time to get answers from her. But still, I really do want to ask her about the notebook. Well, actually, might be better that I didn't ask her. Monomi's notebook. Time for investigation is winding down. The bookshelf might take some time to investigate, so we should try examining some of the other areas first. It's the bed that comes with the cottages. Looks like the one in my room, but...
Hey.
Maybe there's something under the bed. It's a usual place for hiding things. Yeah, like porn. Again, another one that's like, that is a believable statement. These are anime teenagers. So it's not just an anime thing, but the idea that the high school boy has a porn stash is very on target for anime boys. With no expectations and without thinking, I peeked under the bed and there's something here. It's a plastic bag from the supermarket. Looks like there's something inside. What is this? Looks like a gas mask and rubber gloves. So that makes sense that those are from the supermarket. I find it interesting that that is almost definitely an actual real photo. Just like scrubbed a little bit, because that mask is not a drawing at all. It's like a gas mask in rubber gloves. Look like the real deal. Did he get these from the military base? Gas mask and rubber gloves. He was hiding these under his bed. What did Nagito use this stuff for?
Hajime.
Was there anything else under the bed? Let's see. Peeked under the bed once again and started looking around the area where I found the bag. And there's a small piece of paper on the floor. Made of blue... A piece of paper made of blue aluminum. Then it wouldn't be a piece of paper, would it? Round, thin piece of aluminum, huh? It's similar to those seals that go over jars of unopened mayonnaise. I get what you're saying, but does that mean this is just a piece of trash?
Wait. Time out.
Who knows? It might be too soon to decide that.
So,
Down, might take some time. Check the other areas first. Since it's structured just like my room, the shower room is over here. Looks like there aren't any clues. Basic layout is just like my cottage. Nothing about the window that catches my eye. Okay. Fancy looking treasure box. Kito was the one that stole it. Why did he steal it? Monomi didn't write the notebook, so who did? Lots of books and mysterious items. The genres and type of items are so random, I can't make any sense of them.
well,
They say a shelf is a mirror is a mirror that reflects a person's heart. Do they now? I definitely don't know much about Nagito just by looking at this, so what should we do? It'd be really difficult to look through all these piles. Doesn't mean we should ignore it.
Yep.
I'll leave it to you then. Wait, what? If it's better if a boy goes through another boy's things. You know, there might be private stuff. It might be true, but... So I'll leave this shelf to you. I think I just got persuaded to do this without realizing. Sighed and walked towards the shelf. One by one, I started removing the various books and items, examining each one. But even as I examined them carefully, they were still a bunch of random books and items. No way there are any clues here. Huh? That file wasn't the only one I received from Monokuma. This is another one. That seal. Indeed, it's the school badge of Hope's Peak Academy. Does that have information about our stolen memories? Unfortunately, I couldn't find any clues about that. This file doesn't contain our information, just Hajime's information. Nagito said this only contained information about me, but is that really true? If I look at this, it should be obvious, right? And he said I was from the reserve department and had no talent whatsoever. Might be another one of his lies, too. I opened the file I held in my hand to confirm that. Instantly, I realized something was strange. If this really was only my information, then why is this file so thick? As soon as I opened it, it was clear to me. Just as I thought, Nagito had lied to me. Aside from my information, there was information about the others. And everyone who died had pages of all of them had pages of information about them too. The file contained information on all 16 of us. Only my information. I can't believe he'd make up such a strange lie. So that means the rest of it might be a lie too? I turned the page containing my information and began reading through the content. Profile contained basic information such as my date of birth, height, and weight, and so forth. But there was one thing that specifically caught my eye. The words "reserve course student." There's no denying it. It confirmed that I truly was a reserve course student from the reserve department. Why is this the only thing that isn't a lie? Why am I the only one here who's from the reserve department? And why am I here with all the other ultimates?
Hey.
Did something happen? I found a strange file. Isn't that the special prize Nagito received when he cleared the final dead room? As I recall, your student profile should be in there. It's not just my profile. The profiles of everyone on this island are in here, too. Nagito was lying.
Huh?
When you say everyone, do you mean everyone? Yeah, it's just basic information, but there should be profiles for all 16 of us. Can I take a look at that file? Chucky leaned against me and peered into the file.
You're right. My profile is really in here, but unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any details.
Details?
Details about our missing memories. Information about the time we spent at Hope's Peak Academy. If it's not written in there, these profiles might have been written before we entered the academy.
Then it's impossible to obtain new clues from them.
Yeah, seems like it.
Hold on. What happened? I just noticed it right now, but...
The file. His name isn't in there, right? There's supposed to be 16 names worth of profiles, but his name is the only one missing, right?
What are you talking about?
Byakuya. I'm talking about Byakuya Togami.
As we know, Byakuya is an anomaly in this. Setting aside the fact that he seems to have eaten some people, Byakuya was in the first incident, and they've called out the first incident.
Look carefully. No matter where I look, I don't see his name anywhere.
No way!
So what if a name's isn't written in that file? Perhaps, based on that, you think he might be the traitor? No, it's not just because his name isn't written in there. That's not the only reason I think he's suspicious. He participated in this killing school life at Hope's Peak Academy, right? For someone like him to be in a similar situation on this island, no matter what, it's definitely suspicious. It pains me to say this, but what you're saying about the missing name and about the killing school life
Bad.
is totally wrong. There's a completely different reason. A different reason?
You're getting all riled up.
How should I put this? You guys have been getting all worked up about that Byakuya for no reason. Which means the great mystery that you think surrounds that Byakuya doesn't exist. You're basing it on one person's cheap speculation. What do you mean?
What the heck?
You don't have to ask me that. You'd know the answer by just looking through those profiles, right? Huh? My eyes turned back to the file. One by one, I started flipping through the pages and confirming the names. And suddenly, I came across a page that was filled with question marks. Ooh. A twist. The ultimate imposter. Every section was filled with question marks. It could barely be considered a student profile. On that page, I was only able to confirm one thing. Ultimate imposter. That's that Byakuya's true identity. He was a fake that was pretending to be the ultimate affluent progeny, Byakuya Togami. A fake.
Hey,
The fact that his profile is filled with question marks isn't a mistake or an oversight. Surprisingly enough, that's the correct information regarding him. The ultimate imposter has no name, no permanent address, and even his age and gender is unknown. Basically, he doesn't exist. Because he doesn't exist, he's able to exist as anybody. That's his talent. Although I'm not jealous of that at all. That person wasn't really Byakuya Togami?
Perhaps.
Is that why he was so much fatter compared to when he was involved in the killing school life?
so cool.
His physique doesn't affect his ability to fool others at all. Real imposters are skilled like that. then he was lying to us this
But
whole time.
still,
He couldn't help it. What, he couldn't help it?
oh,
That was his talent. Well, having a talent means you're also bound to that talent. The moment you obtain talent, your way of life has already been chosen for you. You can't do anything else except rely on that talent, regardless of whether you want that life or not. In that sense, compared to the other ultimates, your life might be a bit more liberating. Huh?
Anyway,
I'm not happy that you guys fell for a scam that I had nothing to do with.
that's right.
So I'll tell you straight up, this revelation about Byakuya is exactly the truth. Then, what was he trying to say to me at that time? He had pulled us aside and said that there was something that he would tell us after the event. After this party. Distrusting others and being distrusted in turn. For a long time, my life has been a living hell. Based on the context, if I had to guess,
No.
maybe he was just complaining that he was cursed to wander the earth as nothing more than a fraud. But if you guys had your school memories, you never would have been betrayed in the first place. I mean, it'd be different if you were meeting him for the first time. But since you guys went to Hope's Peak Academy, you should have known about the ultimate imposter already. So in the end, it all leads back to memory loss.
Phew.
The Future Foundation sure is awful. There's no way you should ignore Monomi or the traitor. Who is it? Who's the traitor? Just from looking at these 16 profiles, I still wouldn't know who's from the Future Foundation. Is there really someone like that? Well, obviously you wouldn't know. I made that file so you guys couldn't find out.
could it be?
So it's just as I thought. You're the one who did it.
Hey,
The fact that there are 16 profiles in there is what's wrong. I mean, the traitor is a spy sent by the Future Foundation, not a student from Hope's Peak Academy. You made a fake profile for the traitor and included it in here?
correct.
It wouldn't be fun if you figured out who the traitor was so easily, right?
Hey, hey.
Then we can't use this file to figure out who the traitor is. That was true for Nagito, too, right? Well, probably. It's dripping with despair, isn't it? You wasted your precious time on something that isn't a clue.
Are you sure about this?
Was that a wise decision? Time's up, you know. Time's up. Wait. Excuse me for a moment. That chime just now.
What is most important for living things? Well, personally, I think time is. I mean, your bank account may go up and down, but time will inevitably run out, right? That's why we gotta cherish time. There is nothing more wasteful than wasting time. So, time's up. We will begin the last class trial. So please gather at Monokuma Rock. I'll see you soon.
Last class trial? He said that, right? He said last class trial.
Yep.
I heard it too. He really did say it was the last trial. What do you think? Should we believe him? Monokuma seemed anxious about the Monokuma timer earlier, right? 2 more days? He said something about the killing school trip ending, right? Based on the time limit, this might definitely be the last one.
But still,
But I can't imagine that's the real end. I think Monokuma's real plan might be just beyond that. His real plan? Is Monokuma still planning to make us do something? What could it be? Maybe after putting us through all this, he's planning to kill the remaining survivors all at once?
Well,
But still, it's also not a good idea to think about it too much, I think. I think we should focus on the class trial that's waiting for us first. You're right. Class trial for Nagito's murder. We're pretty screwed. I haven't collected my thoughts because we were so focused on this file. I still can't see who killed
but
Nagito.
still,
You don't have to worry so much.
right?
I mean, we're not fighting this alone, you know. You're right. You're absolutely right. We're not alone. Even if it's a mystery that can't be solved alone, as long as everyone cooperates and works together. Yeah, if we do that, things will turn out fine. Okay, folks, we are going to save it here. And wrap up for the evening. Make sure we get all the saves in. Making progress, though. We're heading into the last, supposedly, the last trial. It definitely seems like there's going to be narrative after that. We'll see. The plan is still to keep pushing at this game this week. So I think I'm pretty confident that we're going to have at least one more session of this week, if not several. So we'll see. We'll see. But in any event, I hope you all had a good time tonight. And I will see you again on Friday if things go as planned. Have a good evening, everyone.